Now, I did a live stream a couple of days ago and I asked you guys to tell me about your favorite altcoin, that way I know to cover it in a daily video. And one of the most popular requests I received was XLM. I wish I had listened. I wish I had listened ahead of time. Because guys, look at the dashboard, look at XLM's returns. 71% in 5 days. I want to congratulate those of you who have actually been in XLM throughout this entire duration. Major props to you. You guys, I'm talking to you, you deserve this win. But here's the thing. I don't think XLM's move is done here. I'm going to tell you exactly what it is that I am looking at and why. Why XLM falls in this basket of special coins right now. Yeah, there is actually a basket of special coins, even though the entire market is rallying. I mean, look at the gains, look at these returns, green. XLM, however, falls into a special basket of altcoins right here. Altcoins that are ready to outperform. But before I get into that, guys, we're gonna be having a live stream again today where I will be announcing the winners for the $2,000 giveaway. But here's the thing, you still get to participate. All you gotta do is use the link in the description below to Bitunix, specifically that link, sign up for an account and deposit 50. All right, and that's how you qualify. But let's go back to XLM that has rallied a good 70% in the matter of 5 days. What an absolutely fantastic chart. Now, if you guys were following XLM on the dashboard, you had your alerts set in. You guys probably got an email telling you that, hey, XLM has now flipped bullish. If you are looking for a trade opportunity, now is the time to be looking at the chart. Because at the minimum, you are up 68%, and this is simply based on the 4-hour trend. I mean, just look at this 4-hour trend. It's insane. So as things stand right now, the trend is still bullish, 4-hour trend still intact. You're sitting on some amazing gains. However, volatility is flashing red. Oftentimes when I see red volatility, that's what I'm looking for, you know, those potential pullbacks. But you never want to look at this in isolation. You always want to ramp it up with some TA. Ideally, if I'm looking for a pullback, I want to see red volatility and price up against resistance. That gives me an amazing setup for a potential pullback opportunity on the chart. Now, don't get this twisted. This is a bullish trend. Make no mistake. So even if we see a pullback, those pullbacks are going to be opportunities on the chart. So let's talk about what's really making XLM so special right here. This right here is Bitcoin dominance. And what Bitcoin dominance is telling us is that since November 2022, this has been in an uptrend, telling us that, hey, on a bird's eye view, you were just better off holding Bitcoin than any of the altcoins. Right? Because most altcoins, I think we can all agree, actually underperformed Bitcoin. However, there's this basket of altcoins that have actually been outperforming Bitcoin. And let me tell you, this is a very small basket of altcoins. And XLM is on this list. We know that there are hundreds and thousands of altcoins out there, but only a few currently outperforming Bitcoin. If we go ahead and filter out all the Bitcoin pairings and only filter out those coins that are outperforming Bitcoins, I'm only looking for the long trends, you'll find that this list dwindles down to just one page. That's right, from the hundreds of altcoins we have on here, only one page of altcoins currently outperforming Bitcoin. And XLM is on this list. Why is this huge? Because what this is really telling you is that XLM did not just keep up with Bitcoin, but it also outperformed Bitcoin by a good 65%. That's not small, guys. That's huge. Think of the momentum on that. And there's data suggesting that this momentum is only just beginning for the altcoins like XLM. Now, this right here is a tweet from Swissblock saying, what does it take for alt season to become a reality? Let's look at the playbook from last year's November. Now remember, last year's November was this move right here. XLM rallied a good 469% to the upside. Now they've broken this down into 3 phases. Phase 1, the broad capitulation, which they have marked out in red on the chart. Phase 2 is the sharp but unsustainable recovery move, which they have marked out in blue. Now this is all within this cycle. And Phase 3, true capital rotation into altcoins supported by a strong, stable Bitcoin. It says, always remember, Bitcoin is oxygen. Without it, alt season can't last. And if you look towards the chart, that entire green zone right there was the altcoin season of November, where XLM actually pumped a good 400%, so did XRP. But if you look at the Bitcoin strength in that same corresponding period, that too had peaked. Bitcoin having that bullish momentum is always going to be the lifeblood for the altcoins. And back then in November, you can see just how well Bitcoin strength actually peaked. Now, what's telling me that this is just the beginning? If we look towards the measure of Bitcoin strength, which is the bottom line graph right there, guys, that has not even begun to peak. That's not even begun to take out the previous highs. We've only just gotten out of the altcoin recovery. And if we go with the hypothesis that Bitcoin's momentum is going to be the lifeblood for the altcoins as it was back in November, XLM still has way more to go. And in fact, if you look at the chart, XLM right here is actually gearing up for the biggest breakout of its entire price history. Yes, the biggest breakout yet. Now, before I tell you what it is that I am seeing on this chart, I want to tell you that there is money at the corner of the room right now, so please grab it. This is not gonna last too long. Bitunix currently has a sick deposit bonus campaign. It's literally free money. You deposit $2,000, yes, just a mere deposit. Deposit $2,000, they're literally giving you free $400 to trade with. You're now able to project a trade idea on a chart without you having to risk your capital, so you get to cut your downside but only get the upside of the trade. So make sure to use the link in the description below to Bitunix to take advantage of this bonus. Now here's where the big breakout happens. Like XRP, XLM as well has one of the most neatest multi-cycle patterns playing out right here, which appears to be an ascending triangle formation if you're just looking at the structure. We can all agree that the next major point of resistance only comes in right here at 63 cents, which by the way has been a multi-cycle resistance for XLM, the point at which the bull run of 2018 as well as the bull run of 2021 as well as the November rally of 2024 got rejected off of. Clearing out 63 cents on this rally is going to be the biggest breakout in XLM's history, which is why this is the key point I want you guys to watch out for. Because breaking 63 cents triggers the ascending triangle. Do you want to know what that target is? Well, if we take the measured move and plot it on the break, this will take XLM all the way up to $17 per token. From where price is at right now to $17, guys, that's going to be a good 3,879% to the upside. Now I get it, XLM has pumped 70%. And some people are sort of left on the sidelines and they're probably there wondering, well, how do I get into this safely? It has already pumped 70%. Is it too late for me to get in? Well, I've shown you some data suggesting that, hey, this might very well be the beginning of the move. But does that mean you jump in on a 70% rally? No, absolutely not. Pull up your objective indicators. I don't care what it is. Now here at Mango, we use the Mango dynamic, on which now there is a sick feature called a position manager. Throughout XLM's history, it has performed extremely well up against the dynamic support on the weekly time frame. Every time we reclaim it, that is a bullish tilt, one you do not want to fade. And right now as things stand, we have reclaimed that dynamic resistance. So we know that things are turning bullish. Right now, this is telling us that, hey, XLM has pumped a little too much. It is over our start bidding zone, telling you are not safe to be bidding here right now. Managing this position is going to be super difficult. Instead, what you ought to be doing is waiting for a pullback into that start bidding zone on the weekly time frame. For those of you who want the number on the start bidding zone, that comes in at around 36 cents. XLM's current signature is quite akin to what happened back in 2018. We had a similar signature in that price broke that dynamic support, held it as resistance, reclaimed the resistance, flipped that into support, and that was off to the races, getting into the end of that bull run. But capturing any bid on that dynamic support was super duper easy to manage. That was a high probability trade setup. So the bid zone of 36 cents going down to 28 cents, aka the weekly dynamic support, is amazing because there is solid confluence across multiple time frames. So eyes on the prize, stay locked in, because the next major move could very well take XLM all the way up to $17, which is going to be a good 4,000% to the upside. Now I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the thumbs. I will now see you in the live stream. With this, trade safely, trade stress-free, trade the mango way, trade the easy way. Ciao, you guys.